Mari kita lihat bagaimana kemahiran hantaran dilakukan.
The biggest thing I can tell you that I try to teach, passing and catching, rebounding, two hands. So as you're passing the ball, you're passing with two hands. You're catching with two hands. You're rebounding with two hands. So the first pass is a simple chest pass. We have Klay Thompson
Hantaran dada ya.
and Ryan Anderson passing to each other. So again, it's just a simple warm-up. How about they extend just like they're shooting? They end up with their palms out, thumbs go down. Now, if they're going to throw a bounce pass, you want that bounce pass to come up to where you can handle it. So Ryan wants that ball right in here, so we got to bounce it there. Now, that means how far out do I bounce it? About 3/4 of the way. Simple, thumbs down, the same way. When would you throw a bounce pass? There's congestion, and there's a cutter, and I can get a pass through on a bounce pass. Or I'm feeding a post. How about over the head? Well, when would I throw that? A guy's up on me, and I want to get rid of it. Same action. Thumbs down, extend the arms. Thumbs down, extend the arms. It's over the head, but it's all the same. How about now, I need to sidestep. I'm guarding Klay, and I'm on him, and he needs to move me. You notice he held with two hands. He's not reaching, he's holding with two, and then making that pass. He steps out lefty, same idea. He reaches out, he throws it. What if he's a big guy? He puts that hand up. I'm throwing it his hand. I'm giving it to him where he wants it. You want it over there? I'll give it to you there. Passing the ball, making your teammates better. If Ryan is a shooter, I'm not throwing this ball above his head. If I'm a good passer, this is now your 15, 16, 17. I'm throwing it so those seams are where he can catch it. He wants it in the groove. If I throw it this way, here I go, he's got to move the ball around to get it to where he's comfortable. Throwing it with the seams. A little bit more advanced, but it's the same thing. I need to pinpoint that ball where I'm trying to throw it. If you're on the court and a guy can really pass, you're really happy. So why don't you be the guy to make everybody happy? Learn to pass that ball and pass it the correct way.
Okey, itu saja.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about shooting. And it's the fundamentals of shooting, not just shoot the basketball. How do I begin to learn to shoot it the right way? I have two of the greatest shooters in the world, Klay Thompson and Ryan Anderson, who are going to demonstrate. Even though I think I can shoot with both of these guys, I'm going to let them demonstrate. The first thing is, how do I warm up? How do I prepare myself every single day? The first way is just, we're going to shoot it one-handed because I want it on those fingertips. And then we're going to turn it up. His elbow's going to be where it's supposed to be. And then all we do is bend and let it go. Elbows under the ball. The ball is not on the palm. It's on my fingertips. Now, we're not doing it on the rim right now. It's on the backboard. It may be against a wall. The second fundamental, and I see this all the time when I watch young players play, their thumb moves. And you say, well, why is their thumb moving? They need that extra to get it to the basket. If you're shooting it with your thumb, you will never be a consistent shooter. And you're going to see Klay, he puts the ball up, and he has his hand there, but he's not touching the ball. When you watch these two shoot, their heads are still, and you're not seeing them use anything on that guide hand. Elbows under it. If you're shooting it off the palm, you have no shot. Tell me what you would say the most important thing is you shoot the ball that you think about.
I think about my legs just because, to have great range as a shooter, you need to have good leg strength. And you start from the feet up, it's good to have a good base and explode through your legs. I'm right-handed, so I usually have my right foot a little in front of my left foot, not too far, about shoulder width apart. And I just get a good knee bend. You just got to have confidence in your shot and just raise up and let it go.
So you're saying, hey, I'm shooting as much from my legs as my arm.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, what do you think?
For me, equally as important as that is the follow through. Just trying to finish with my hand, just directing the ball right into the basket. Sometimes when you're a little bit off balance, even taking a shot, depending on your follow through, you can really guide that ball in.
You talk about the greatest shooters in this world teaching you how to shoot. Have fun at this game. You should work hard and you'll get better at basketball and shooting.
Okay, mari kita lihat video seterusnya. Shoot a layup.
In this video, you will learn how to do a layup. Used very often in games, the layup is the easiest way to score, as it is the shot taken closest to the basket. To shoot a good layup, work on these 2 steps: jumping and releasing the ball. First, jumping. The layup is a running shot, as you're shooting in the movement after a dribble. Dribble to one side of the basket using your outside hand so as to keep the ball out of your opponent's reach. Take the ball in both hands to start the layup, keeping it near your hip to protect it from your opponent. If you're shooting from the right of the basket, step forward onto your right foot first. Push off with this foot to take a big step forward without losing any speed. Put your left foot on the floor. Push off with the left foot to jump, raising your right knee in towards your chest to gain height. For a strong takeoff, your foot should be within the key. If you take your first step too soon, you'll be too far from the basket when you jump. If you step too late, you will lose all your speed and won't jump high enough. Secondly, releasing the ball. As you jump towards the basket, lift your right hand towards the hoop. Hold the ball from beneath, with your fingers pointing forward to do a layup. You can also try a push-up by placing your hand beneath the ball with your fingers pointing upwards as for a classic throw. Release the ball at the highest point of your jump. Aim for the top right corner of the square on the backboard, and you will almost certainly score. If you're shooting from the left side of the basket, take the first step with your left foot and the second with your right, and shoot with your left hand. You can also do a layup facing the basket. To do this, you'll need to shoot without hitting the backboard. To master layups and get used to protecting the ball, try practicing against the defender and shooting from both sides of the basket. Over to you.
Okay, mari kita lihat teknik kedua. Okay, mari
Hello,
lihat teknik
my
set
name
shot.
is John McQueen. Today we're going to talk about the proper technique surrounding a set shot in basketball. Okay? There are 3 things you want to be in position to do when you shoot a set shot. Number 1, you need your feet and your legs to be in proper position. Your feet need to be shoulder width apart. There needs to be flex in the knees, not bending, but flex in the knees. And this will do a couple of things. This will give you good balance. This will help you get distance on your shot. And it will also give you other options. You can dribble, you can pass. Secondly, your hips. Your hips need to be square with the basket. In other words, they need to be facing the basket. This makes sure that you're in a good position to get a good shot while looking at the basket. Everything needs to be square to the basket, and this is done by the hips being in the proper position. Last, your hands and your arms, also the position of the ball, how you hold the ball. Now, the proper way to hold the ball is to allow the ball to sit in the hands, but not in the palm. You should be able to reach your fingers in there, not in the palm, and then out front of the body with the second hand on the opposite side of the ball. You can bend, shoot, and release the ball. The elbow, the wrist, the knee, everything on the right side needs to face the basket.
Okay, mari kita tengok kaedah jaringan ketiga. Okay, kaedah
In
3
this
adalah
video, you will learn how to make a
jump
jump shot.
shot.
This type of shot means you will be less impeded by your opponent. To make a good jump shot, work on these 2 steps: being well balanced and coordinating your jump and shot. First, finding your balance. Before receiving the ball, you should already be ready to shoot with your knees bent. Position your hands, one towards the ball to receive it, and the other to the side, ready for you to shoot. Keep your feet shoulder width apart and turn them towards the basket, with the foot on the same side as your shooting hands slightly further back. When you receive the ball, stay focused on your target and fix your eyes on the basket. At the same time, bring the back foot in line with the other foot. Secondly, coordinating your jump and throw. Jump, extending your ankles, hips, and knees. The strength you need to shoot comes from the extension of the legs rather than from your arms. Take your shot in mid-air using the same action as for shooting on the ground. You can find out more about this in our video, How to Shoot. Finish the movement releasing the ball at the highest point of your jump. Your jump should be light, smooth, and vertical, and you should land in the same spot. Keep your eyes fixed on the basket throughout until you release the ball. To aim accurately, do not lift the ball behind your head. Lift the ball in line with your body, finishing just above the level of your head. The trajectory should be curved, ideally with a starting angle of 50 to 60 degrees to maximize your chances of scoring. The further you are from the basket, the higher the ball will have to go. If you are standing to one side of the basket and close to the key, aim for the corner of the small shooter square on the backboard to score more easily. Otherwise, shoot at the back of the hoop, which you should be able to see through the net. To be comfortable with jump shots, you will need to practice over and over. To get better, it may help to film yourself in order to spot your flaws and work on them. Over to you.
Okay, diharapkan semua murid dapat memahami dan mengenal pasti kesemua teknik kemahiran yang telah kita pertontonkan ya. Okay, lepas ni sila jawab kuis dan mengisi kehadiran. Okay. So itu saja PDPR kita pada hari ini. So lepas ni sila jawab kuis dan mengisi kehadiran. Jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.